Sawadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. The program is coming live to you on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88 and also NBT World. It's March the 9th of 2015 and here are the news. In Thailand moves forward, the government is planning to promote water transport in Bangkok and other provinces as part of its campaign to alleviate traffic problems and create new tourism-related activities. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said the government will first launch a campaign to encourage the use of non-powered boats and ferries on waterways to mitigate traffic congestion on roads. In waterfront areas, which have the potential to become tourist spots, floating markets will be introduced to attract visitors. The Premier expects that the campaign will take shape within 6 months. The Prime Minister also disclosed that the government has successfully opened more than 2,000 community markets and created business opportunities for more than 90,000 operators. The project has so far generated more than 820 million baht in income. Nevertheless, the Prime Minister confirmed that the government will continue to produce marketing campaigns to create more income sources for farmers and promote Thai agricultural products outside the country. A network of women's organizations nationwide marched along Ratchdamran Road in celebration of the International Women's Day on March 8th, urging the government to ensure equal representation of women in politics in the new charter. Donning purple, more than 1,000 activists from the network and relevant organizations on Sunday demonstrated on Ratchdamran Road before traveling to Thammasat University at Tha Prachan. They attended an International Women's Day forum focusing on the country's reform and women's equal rights in politics. President of the Integration of Women's Labour Group, Aruni Sito, said the activities on Sunday were organized to commemorate women's fights and celebrate the 104th anniversary of the International Women's Day. She emphasized that women were an important force propelling the country and reform for gender equality. Due to the fact that female population of Thailand was now almost 2 million more than male population, the new constitution should stipulate a 50-50 ratio of females to males in parliament. And the latest survey by the National Institute of Development and Administration, or NIDA, it has found that a majority of respondents back the idea of allowing more women to hold important political positions. The poll, which covered 1,256 Thai people aged over 18 across the country, showed that more than 85% of the respondents support the idea that female holders of political positions should be equal in number to their male counterparts in national and local politics. The respondents supporting an expanded role for women explained that women nowadays are equal to men in terms of ability and now even outnumber men. In addition, they thought that women tended to excel men in terms of meticulousness and integrity. When asked what they think about political status of Thai women at present, more than half of the respondents commented that Thai women are already equal to men, as they now see women holding high political positions. Those holding an opposite view said gender discrimination is still visible in the Thai society. When asked why the number of female MPs was still low, far below the number of male ones, the respondents' most selected answers including voters lack confidence in women, Thai women lack interest in politics, and voters' personal preference. And as you know, yesterday was International Women's Day, which celebrates the female gender and raises awareness of the issues that women face around the world. To commemorate the day, there were various events around Thailand. NBT World reporter Notwarang Niamwanichakun has a story for you.
Each year, on the 8th of March, is International Women's Day, which has been observed all over the world for more than a century now. There has been a lot of progress made over time to ensure gender equality, but in many places around the world, there is still a long way to go. In Bangkok, in honor of International Women's Day, an organization called We Do held an event to promote mentoring, as the organization sees mentoring as a vital way to help out women who could use some guidance in their lives. The group has a special mentoring program here in Thailand to help develop leadership spirit in young females and help them with their education or personal issues. More than 50 of VDU's mentors and their mentees gathered together to celebrate International Women's Day and to promote the positive benefits of mentoring. During the event, they highlighted certain issues that women face.
You can see that even though in this room we have many different countries represented, we all received common messages when we were growing up. The cultural context may have been very different, but these ideas are pervasive around the world. And they are slowly changing, but it is a process.
I've been listening about the limitation I've been born with because I was a girl. And these roots of this stereotype culture are so deep that our parents are also forced to follow it because we are taught to follow the rules of society.
The young students made it clear that the mentoring program really provides some wonderful benefits.
So it made me develop my potentials of leadership skills. So I could learn a lot about that leadership lesson.
Equity is an important issue for women, and I think we do as a foundation has a unique role in trying to minimize the gap between men and women.
Why did you get involved with this organization?
Well, my friend had introduced me to this organization, and when I was going through school, I would have greatly valued having a mentor and to be able to realize, the options and opportunities that I had out there. And so when I found out about this program, I thought, wow, what an amazing opportunity to, discover more about Southeast Asia through a young woman's eyes.
I think it's very important that every woman understand that if you have leadership potential and if you want to develop yourself as a leader, you have an opportunity too. And that outside there are organizations like we do, and there are many people like the mentors that are coming today that are willing to help you develop your leadership potential so that you can achieve anything you want in life.
Who run the world? Girls!
If you are interested in becoming a mentor, or if you are a young woman looking to develop your leadership potential as a mentee, visit VDU's website at vduglobal.org.
Moving on, the Department of Internal Trade will this week convene a meeting with several department stores in preparation for a new round of discount fare. According to Department of Internal Trade Director, that's Director General Bunyarit Kalayanamit, the campaign is part of the Ministry of Commerce's policy to help shoulder financial burdens of the general public. Since the new academic semester will soon commence, the discount campaign this time would incorporate school uniforms and stationery in addition to general consumption items so as to enable parents to save their expenses. The campaign's duration, which normally takes 1 week, will also be lengthened to 10 days. Aside from an offer of 20 to 70% discount for much-needed items, the Department of Internal Trade is planning to launch a new cell phone application to provide the public with a price list of different superstores that participate in the making of the application. The app is expected to enable consumers to pick products and stores that suit their budget. Its production should be funded by the government. Members of the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, have been invited to meet next week to discuss the impeachment of 38 former senators. NLA President Pornphet Vichitcholachai has issued an invitation to all legislature members to come for a sitting on March 11th to update on the progress of the Cabinet's works and to review the impeachment of 38 former senators for their alleged involvement in the illegal amendment of the previous constitution. Mr. Pornphet said that the planned sitting will hear the closing statement by the National Anti-Corruption Commission and all 38 accused senators. He added that there will be the election of members of the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission and the review of the Draft Provident Fund Act. On March 12th, the NLA will convene to continue the impeachment process with the vote casting before moving on to other general agendas. And the NLA has visited the country's 3 southern border provinces to hear public opinions related to the economic development. NLA's second Vice President Pirasak Portit, along with a team of the legislature members, have started the trip to the southern border region in Narathiwat, where they collected more opinions related to the development of the Special Economic Zone and border trade issues, as well as the problems related to the Hajj pilgrimage. The visiting legislature members also met with chiefs of local authorities, including the Internal Security Operations Command, the Southern Border Provinces Administration Centre, as well as governors of Pattani and Yala and local officials. In addition, they visited the area that has been designated as a special economic zone in the Narathiwat province. Mr. Pirasak said that the trip to the Deep South was intended to hear the problems of locals and the need for a budget for various development projects. The NLA's second vice president insisted that the legislature will continue to follow up on the situation in the southern border area where conditions have appeared to be improving. The spokesperson of the Constitution Drafting Committee, or CDC, has commented that the suggested political ban on members of all organizations set up after the May 2014 coup is unprecedented. CDC spokesperson Kamnun Sithisaman said that while he feels bad about the resignation of former CDC member Ticha Nanakon, the charter drafters will continue working. Mr. Kamnun said that even with Mr. Kopsak Putrakul elected to fill the vacancy, the CDC will still push for the promotion of women's participation in the parliament and women's rights, which have been the intent of Ms. Ticha. When asked about the suggested political ban on members of 5 bodies set up after the latest coup, Mr. Kamnun said that such an implementation has never happened before, and that the people who will be subject to a ban must be informed in advance. He went on to say that the interim constitution only stated that members of the CDC will be banned from politics for 2 years, while such a ban has not been imposed on other bodies as they are not involved in the charter drafting process. The Election Commission of Thailand has completed its review of all new articles in the new charter and will soon discuss the details with the CDC, or the Constitution Drafting Committee. EC Secretary General Puchong Nutrawong said that the Election Commission has already looked at the draft laws related to the election and started preparing the legal information needed for discussions with the CDC before all articles are officially included in the new charter. Mr. Puchong said that the EC has referred to existing information and the format of elections, as well as all problems previously encountered in organizing the latest general election and the election of senators in improving and amending the draft law. He added that the EC hopes all adjustments will make future elections more efficient. When asked if any EC member will be joining the CDC in drafting election-related laws, Mr. Puchong said that such an issue is resolved at the discretion of the charter drafters. National Police Chief Somyot Phumpanmuang has ordered police to step up security measures and share necessary information with soldiers assigned for a peacekeeping mission in Bangkok following an explosion at the criminal court on Ratchadapisek Road on Saturday night. Uniform and plainclothes police officers have been deployed around various important places in Bangkok to ensure security for Thais and foreigners. The explosion involved an RGD-5 grenade that was thrown into the court's parking lot, followed by a gunfire which wounded a man. RGD-5 had been used in numerous attacks by protesters during last year's political rallies. Thus, the police chief believed the explosion was intended to create unrest and violence. Motivation of the grenade attack is still under a joint investigation by police and military units. The 3rd Army Area has sent out water and fire trucks around Lampang province to spray water to reduce haze and air pollution, which has covered the province since January of this year. The trucks move past living quarters in Mueang district while spraying water into the air to increase moisture and simultaneously decrease the fine particle load in the atmosphere, which is still higher than the safe level. The officials on all trucks also encouraged local residents to spray water in the house gardens and the front lawns, as well as avoid any fire until the air quality becomes normal. Measurement of air quality in Lampang in the morning of March 8th indicated that haze remains heavy in the area, with the particle matter or PM10 level over standard. In Mueang district, the PM10 level is at 105 micrograms per cubic meter, whereas in the sub-districts of Bandong, Soppat and Mae Maw, The particle loads are at 108, 100 and 96 micrograms per cubic meter respectively. Overall air quality ranges from medium level down to the level which causes health problems. The 3rd Army Area sent its 2nd Corps commander to inspect the progress of haze and fire control measures in Lampang during the weekend and found the situation was satisfactory. However, the officer urged provincial authorities to stand by for emergency until the air quality is back to normal situation. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives has decided to extend the opening period of the orchid market after it has attracted so much public attention. The market will, however, be relocated to the Marketing Organization for Farmers, or MOF Market, which is on the opposite side of the famous weekend market Chatuchak. The previous market was held at Klong Padung Krung Kasem with an aim to promote market opportunities for orchid growers in Thailand. The MOF has been instructed by the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives to host the same market on its property. From now on, the event will be held there for a period of 4 days every month, the first of which is now taking place until March the 8th. Visitors can buy orchids both at retail and wholesale prices. The market will also serve as a distribution center for domestic sellers and exporters. Growers will have a chance to offer their flowers and small-sized gardening tools suitable for people living in high-rise buildings. And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a short break, we'll have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices. Newsline will return with international news. Don't go away.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 12 core values: putting the public and national interest before one's own.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Dozens of family members of the missing Malaysian Airlines MH370 joined a simple ceremony in the compound of a shopping mall in Kuala Lumpur on Sunday to remember the loved ones who are still missing, as state television broadcast the lead investigator announcing and the interim report into the affair. Malaysia released a report on MH370 on Sunday, exactly 1 year to the day that the plane vanished with 239 passengers and crew on board. The independent investigation team announced the completion of the report on state television. A crew member of MH370 said that her family still wants to know what happened to the missing plane and hoped that the investigation team would not give up the search. MH370 vanished from radar screens shortly after taking off from Kuala Lumpur bound for Beijing early on March 8, 2014. Investigators believe it was flown thousands of miles off course before eventually crashing into the ocean off Australia. Australia's Deputy Prime Minister said recently the search for the plane could not go on forever, and discussions were already underway between Australia, China and Malaysia whether to call off the hunt within weeks or not. Bomb blast killed at least 50 people in Maiduguri in Nigeria's northeast on Saturday, in the worst attacks there since Islamist militants tried to seize the city in 2 major assaults earlier this year. There was no immediate claim for the bombings, but they bore the hallmarks of the Islamic group Boko Haram, which has been waging a 6-year insurgency to carve out an Islamic state in Africa's biggest economy. President Goodluck Jonathan, who is seeking re-election on March 28, has been heavily criticized for failing to crush the group. The vote was postponed for 6 weeks from February 14th for security reasons. Around noon on Saturday, a tricycle rider detonated a bomb when they were prevented from entering a fish market on the Baga Road in the west of Maiduguri, Muhammad Ajia, a trader at the market, said after fleeing the scene. A second blast hit an area known as the Monday Market shortly afterwards, before a car bomb exploded by a bus station near a Department of State Security office, according to a civilian member of a joint task force. Maiduguri is the capital of Borno State and birthplace of Boko Haram, which has long coveted the city as a capital for the state it wants to create. The militants tried to seize Maiduguri at the end of January and again in early February. The world's largest collection of Harry Potter memorabilia has gone on display in Mexico City's Classic Toy Museum, bringing together thousands of pieces from the private collection of a local lawyer who has been collecting Potter paraphernalia for the last 15 years. From figurines, wands and a Lego model of Hogwarts, Menahem Asher Silva Vargas has amassed the world's largest collection of all things Harry Potter, according to Guinness. The massive collection was made up of more than 3,000 pieces as of November 2013, and the search for a new addition to his collection has become a way of life for Silva Vargas. The collection spans the 8 movies and 7 books of the series that is estimated to have generated over $15 billion and is still going on strong. Over 400 million copies of the Harry Potter books have been sold worldwide, making J.K. Rowling the world's first billionaire author. Last year, the British author sent Potter fans' pulses racing after she announced that she has agreed to write the screenplay for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, based on the adventures of Newt Scamander, the fictional author of a Hogwarts textbook of the same name. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. Today, we end the program by taking you to Ratchaburi province to have a look at a beautiful orchid exhibition. I'm Chalapansan Rula. Have a good one. Swadee Ka.